Western Canadian Baseball League East Division Final. WCBL postseason baseball here on FloCollege Baseball in partnership with IKS Media as we welcome you inside the ballpark. I'm Donovan Mace alongside Elliot Wagner. Game 2 of the East Division Final coming up, and man, there is a buzz and an energy in this building like we have not felt all season long, Elliot, and the Red Sox have a chance to sweep the series and head to their first WCBL championship since before the pandemic.
I mean, the vibes, the feel around the Red Sox is just so good right now. As for the Berries, they're feeling a ton of pressure after what many consider an upset last night of 1 run and an 8-7 Red Sox win, which put them ahead in this series 1-0. They're now facing a win or go home situation. They're looking to win and go back home to a place where they faced a lot of success against these very Red Sox in the regular season. That as this postseason thus far has proved that this is a completely different time, is the playoffs.
These Red Sox have done something over the last couple weeks which has sparked some optimism across the city. Curry Field is packed tonight, and you couldn't ask for a better evening. No clouds in the sky, the wind blowing out to left field slightly. It's a beautiful night for some playoff baseball here in Regina, Saskatchewan. And the Red Sox are going to look to do something which they are the only ones to do, and that's beat Saskatoon twice in a row.
They did it twice towards the end of the regular season, getting a big walk-off win here courtesy of Raphael Jackson towards the end of the year before taking one in Saskatoon. That was a couple games that we thought maybe the Red Sox could turn their fortunes around going into the playoffs. That has proven to be success, but that'll all be forgotten if they're not able to get this victory tonight against still a very strong Berry side that has shown vulnerabilities in the last few games, and the Red Sox, they'll send up Landon Riley to start this one off.
Landon Riley got the game 1 start against Medicine Hat. He got the win in that game, and now he's getting the nod to try and shut down the Berries here in the East Division Final. The first pitch hit up the middle by Carter Beck, who leads things off aggressive early with a leadoff single.
Well, Beck, who's been batting pretty well these playoffs, 417, 3 doubles, 2 home runs, and 9 RBIs. That's good for the team lead in the postseason, making his mark early as the leadoff man as he has all year.
So the rest of that Berries lineup, Carter Beck led things off already on base with Ethan Menard coming in, the righty. He's at first base tonight, batting second. Get the pitch here from Riley. Swing and a miss on Ethan Menard. Abian Medina bats third. He's on deck right now with Mason Roll batting cleanup at third base. In the shortstop hole is Nathan Houston batting fifth. Ethan Murdoch bats sixth. The DH bats seventh. That's Corey Waters with the catcher Balin Sorensen and left fielder Jalen Freeman rounding out that Berries lineup as they fight for their playoff lives here on the road. Menard already down 0-2. Castellanos gives the sign. Riley the pitch. Low and away. Gets away. That's going to allow Beck to move ahead to second on the wild pitch.
What I like about this Berries lineup is the same thing I like during the regular season, is that a lot of their bigger bats are actually spread out throughout the lineup. Obviously, you start with Beck and Menard. Then you go into Rowell and Houston later on. And then towards the bottom of the order, we have Jalen Freeman, who's been good this postseason, 10 for 18.
Saskatoon has played 4 games this year. They've scored 42 runs. That's a 10.5 per game average. First strikeout of the night for Landon Riley as he strikes out Ethan Menard.
Well, it's a good breaking ball he's probably looking for on the 0-2. That just got a little bit away. Castellanos unable to block. Somewhat of a weakness has it been for Castellanos in blocking those balls towards his arm side. If it goes towards his glove side, he's able to kind of block it well, but he'll have to lock in to get through this rest of this inning with the runner on second.
Riley's last time out, he went 6 1/3 innings against Medicine Hat in Game 1 of the semifinal, where he gave up 2 runs, both earned, 10 hits, walked 2 batters. Strike, wild pitch. As the battery tries to get the sides right. They at least get the strike of Medina, but now the first run of the ball game, and Carter Beck is standing on third early.
Well, these early breaking balls are breaking very fast for these Barry's batters, and I feel like they're breaking a little too fast for Castellanos as well. Not able to get in a good position to keep these in front of him.
That one fouled out of play along the left field.
The Red Sox have trailed. Never trailed in the Mess and Hat series. Never trailed last night.
This one popped, foul territory. Castellanos going after it, and it hits the screen, so it's foul. Nathan Houston has been hot this postseason. 2 for 6 last night with a double. 2 driven in. Did strike out 3 times, but he's been running all over. 2 stolen bases last night. And has probably been the best Barry's hitter against the Red Sox. He was the only Barry's bat to appear in all 10 games against Regina this year. Pitch out there in the dirt. Castellanos got it on a pick. Runner was going, and he beats the tag. As Castellanos made a great block, and Roll just being aggressive, that turns into a stolen base. That wasn't even wild.
And Landon Riley's lucky that he was able to duck out of the way of that one. The throw came down, and Riley had no idea what was going on. Ducks away at the last second, and runner comes in safely.
3-1 count to Nathan Houston. Runner in scoring position again for the Berries. Called strike. Elmer Jerkovich is behind the plate, calling balls and strikes. Trevor Drury is down the first base line, and Shen Weatherall patrolling second and third, the 3-man crew tonight. Full count, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Dribbler towards Brannigan at second. He picks it up. Throw over is in time. And the Red Sox get out of the inning with limited damage, but the Berries do get the first run on the board here early. It's 1-0 Saskatoon. Bottom of the first when we return here on Flow Sports.
Huh? No, you're not. That's still going into master. Here.
Bottom of the first, Regina, Saskatchewan, game 2 of the best of 3 between the Saskatoon Berries and Regina Red Sox. Let's take a look at that Red Sox lineup as they look to sweep this series after winning last night. Raphael Jackson, the right fielder, will lead things off, followed by Zade Brannigan, Matthew Fox, the shortstop, batting third. The DH is Brady By, and he bats cleanup for the Sox tonight. Jalen Myers will bat fifth. Ian Motts, the center fielder, bats sixth. James Wright bats seventh, and Daniel Castellanos, the catcher, and the left fielder, Jordan Tucker, rounding out that Regina lineup tonight. And they'll go up against the lefty for Saskatoon, Matt Whitney. He started the game in game 2 against Moose Jaw when the Berries were looking to stay alive in the semifinal. Was given a no decision, but they've turned to him in a similar situation here tonight. So he gets the sign. First pitch from Matt Whitney tonight. Jackson takes a strike. We saw the aggressiveness out of Saskatoon in the top half. Of course, they are down in the series and need to win. Do you expect Regina to be a little bit more conservative today?
Not at all, really. I think the Red Sox know what got them here. It's those aggressive base running plays. It's the guys who have the speed to use their legs doing that and stretching a single to a double, or just making smart plays base running wise, taking some aggressive swings. That's what's going to do it for them. If they just sit back and wait for Saskatoon to make some mistakes. I mean, they had a couple of errors last night that they were able to capitalize on, but you can't bank on that on a night-by-night basis, especially in the playoffs. You have to go out and earn it. And the Red Sox have done that all year.
Saskatoon was the best fielding team in the WCBL for the regular season. That one's hit hard, lined into right field, base hit. That's going to get to the wall. Jackson rounding first. He's not slowing down. Yes, he is. Stand-up double to lead things off, and Curry Field is alive.
Well, Whitney tried to work the outer part of the plate to Jackson, the lefty. Ends up throwing the changeup right down the middle. Jackson sees it perfectly, gets great barrel contact. A great liner into right center, and Red Sox lead things off with a very important double.
Third extra base hit for Raphael Jackson this postseason. Second double. So he was batting 4 for 17 coming in. And now Zade Brannigan, who went 1 for 6 with an RBI last night, with an early situation here to tie this ball game in the bottom of the first. Brannigan taking a strike. That is one thing that Whitney, I've noticed, is very good at. We've seen him pitch in Regina, or at least against Regina so far this year. Great at throwing the first pitch strike.
Especially to right-handers, which Regina, most of their lineup are righties, but their bigger bats like Jackson going to be coming from the left. Now, worth noting, the Berries here playing a serious shift to Brannigan's pull side.
Brannigan, a guy who sprays the field. It's a interesting situation that they would play to the pole. He can go to the opposite field often. Still look, Jackson back to second, diving back in. Brannigan in 3 playoff games this year, 4 for 15, a double in the mix there. 2 runs driven in, drawn 1 walk, struck out 3 times. The OPS at 646 for the second baseman Brannigan. Whitney looking back at Jackson a couple times. The swing put into left field, pulled foul.
Brannigan a little bit late on that one, trying to pull it into left. Just misses it a little bit. Again, feels like that changeup over the middle, up in the count, is Whitney. Trying to get that to put these Red Sox batters away.
Counts 1-2. Matthew Fox awaiting on deck for the Red Sox. Sorensen gives the sign. Whitney looking back at Jackson once again. That one fouled and out of the glove of Sorensen, so Brannigan staying alive here.
High fastball there. I imagine Whitney tries to go to the inner part with another breaking ball. Maybe a slider like he started off the at-bat. Brannigan's going to have to time this one well if he wants to stay alive.
Medina holding Jackson on the second. Flinch over by Jackson. Pitch outside. Brannigan lays off to even the count at 2-2. Brannigan, a late addition to this Red Sox team. Played just 15 games in the regular season, but bat just under 1 for 3. 327 average with 17 hits. This one grounded up the middle. That's a base hit. Jackson's going to be waved around third. The play at the plate is offline. And on the throw, Brannigan advances this second. Tie ball game. The Red Sox are on the board.
Curry Field erupts as Brannigan, a clutch piece of hitting. I said he needed to time it well. That breaking ball trying to go to the inner part, stayed over the plate way too long. Times it beautifully, hitting it right up the middle. No hesitation about sending Jackson around third. Great call. Heads up from Brannigan to stretch that one to 2. And we are tied up at 1, folks. This is going to be one for the history books. I'm going to tell you that right now.
The first maybe 52 games of the year, the Red Sox were not capitalizing in those situations, but over the last 2 weeks, the last week of the regular season and the first 3 games of the postseason, something has clicked. It's like the clutch gene has arrived for these Red Sox, and they are not missing with runners in scoring position. Check swing. I think it was a called strike out of Elmer Jerkovich. Matthew Fox checks in.
And speaking about guys, or this late run that the Red Sox have gone on, that's because of guys that have stepped up in the absence of maybe their big hitters towards the start of the year. Matthew Fox is probably the poster child of those guys.
Slider by Whitney catches the outside, black on Fox, and Fox now behind 1-2. The shortstop went 3 for 5, scored 2 runs, drew a walk, and stole a base in Game 1 against the Berries. Batting .429, 6 hits for the postseason, all singles for Matthew Fox. That one high and away, evens the count at 2-2.
Now this will be interesting. Whitney, if he tries to go to the inner part of the plate now, because he's given up 2 base hits on that exact pitch in this situation, looks like they're going to try it.
2-2 pitch from Whitney. Swing and a miss on the outside. First strikeout and first out here in the bottom of the first for Matt Whitney. Great pitch, though. I think Fox was looking for it to cut, and it didn't.
Nah, that was just fastball straight to the outer part. Fox tries to get on the end of it, thinks he has to protect, sweeps across the plate in for strike 3, and it's a good pitch from Whitney trying to get back in this one after some early struggles.
That brings Brady By to the plate. 5 for 14 this postseason in 3 games. 1 for 5 last night. Another note on Matthew Fox. As there goes the runner. Slide in. And they call him out as Brannigan caught stealing at third. The pitch was a called ball and just a strike out of Balin Sorensen.
A really good throw from Sorensen. It felt like Brannigan got a good jump. Well, he wasn't fully committed in that last kind of third towards the base bag. Good throw down, good tag applied by Rowell, and that's a big second out.
Was a called strike. My mistake. So By, even in the count, 1-1 after the second pitch. Just to finish that note on Fox, led the team in RBIs with 47 this year. 0 in the postseason so far. He's getting his hits, getting on base. This one fouled back, just hasn't been able to drive a runner in.
And a lot of those RBIs were from the start of the year, where he was really going off in that cleanup spot, really playing catcher pretty much every day, and was doing even better when he was in the DH role. But towards the end of the year, it feels like his power is kind of not drained, but seen a dip.
But the guy who's been picking him up is Brady By, who has him along with James Wright tied for the team lead in runs driven in this postseason with 5. By batting .357, also no extra base hits, so the OPS is at .714. He hasn't drawn a walk either, so it's .357, .357, .514 for By. As this one fouled off the shin of By. Count remains 1-2. By has only struck out 3 times this postseason. One of them last night. I believe it's about 1 per game. Home plate umpire Elmer Jerkovitz, over 50 years in the Western Canadian Baseball League. Hall of Famer. That one also fouled back. By fouled off 4 straight pitches now.
And this pitch count already up to 21 for Whitney. You know, the Berries, they used 5 pitchers last night, including their starter. You know, they went pretty deep, and then going on the road back-to-back, what they hope to be a longer series, they don't exactly want to go too deep into their pen, and if the Red Sox can force that, they can really bust this game open.
At the same time, you don't have any time. This one, diving play by Menard at first as he snags a base hit away from Brady By. He takes it to the base himself for out number 3, but the Red Sox do draw even. The score 1-1 here, the second inning coming up when we return here on Flow Sports. Headed to the top of the second inning here inside the ballpark as we welcome you back in. Just 1 inning played, but man, this has been a good baseball game already.
And the offense hasn't been exactly bountiful, but a run for each side in the top of the first. Both pitchers strike out to their name. Interprovincial rivalry. You know, Red Sox, the underdog, coming into the game with the advantage, both in terms of the home crowd and the series. This is going to be one people are going to remember for a long time, I'd imagine.
The Berries will bring Ethan Murdoch, Corey Waters, and Balin Sorensen to the plate. Murdoch leading things off in a 1-1 count now against Riley after fouling off the pitch. That one inside for ball number 2. Riley has only faced off against the Saskatoon Berries 1 time this year. He went 3 2/3, gave up 5 runs, all earned. Walked 2, struck out 4, gave up 4 hits. So the whip was at 1.8 in that game, but the ERA a little inflated with the 1 appearance at over 12. This one slicing foul down the right field line and out of play. Murdoch last night 0 for 4, did draw 2 walks and stole a base. This one lined right at the second baseman, Brannigan, for out number 1.
Good at bat from Riley. He's able to get the line out over to second. Brannigan, the heads-up play. And that's a dangerous bat in the regular season. It hasn't exactly woken up this postseason, but as I think we've seen on the Regina side, anyone can really kind of turn up at any moment. Red Sox have to be wary of that.
That pitch a little bit low. Corey Waters steps in, the DH. 1-for-6 effort last night for Waters. This one grounded towards Brannigan as he brings it into the breadbasket, throws it over to James Wright, and it's out number 2. And that allows us to take a look at the rest of the defensive alignment for Regina tonight. James Wright is over at first base with Zaid Brannigan at second. Jalen Myers is at third with Matthew Fox in the shortstop hole. Jordan Tucker, Ian Motts, Raphael Jackson, the Regina outfield, left to right. And Landon Riley and Daniel Castellanos, the Red Sox battery. The play callers, whatever you want to call them. Riley looking for a shutdown inning here. He's got the first 2 outs. Going up against Balin Sorensen. Sorensen 0 for 5, batting just 111 for the postseason, 2 for 18 in 4 games. But one of those a home run. This one dribbled foul just left of the third base line. He struck out 10 times in this postseason already. The OPS at 550 for the catcher. That one just misses. Ball. So the count moves to 3-1. It's just a great defensive play and game caller behind the plate. He's very valuable in that catcher spot for this Berries team. The offense is secondary for Joe Carnahan.
I mean, we've already seen that today with the throw down to third, catching the runner stealing. If that runner gets in, then we could be looking at a very different ball game in the early going.
Agreed. Full count, 2 outs, top of the second. Swing and a miss as down goes Sorensen. Second strikeout of the night. And the Berries go down 1-2-3. The score remains 1-1. Red Sox look to grab their first lead of the evening here. It's Game 2, the East Division Final on Flow Sports. James Wright stepping in after Matt Whitney has been able to get the first 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. We apologize for the technical difficulties if you have been experiencing them. Still a 1-1 ball game here at Curry Field. Pitch outside to Wright. Wright 1 for 5, but he's 6 for 14 in this postseason, 429. 2 extra base hits, 5 driven in. OPS at over 1,100. 1-0 pitch from Whitney, hit high and hard into left, and Freeman's going to watch it go. Red Sox take the lead on the solo home run by James Wright, second of the postseason.
And who else would it be except for Wright? This is going to get this crowd on their feet. That's had all the reasons to cheer so far in this game. They're going to get another one. Regina doing it aggressively, doing it with the long ball. Pulling it into that left field side is Wright. Really great piece of hitting from the first baseman.
And Regina jumps out in front to have their first lead here early in this ball game. It is now 2-1 Red Sox. And the Berries now, who are facing elimination, chasing in this ball game.
Something they are absolutely not used to is this kind of scenario. They've had to come back. They faced it last night where they had to kind of come back and hold off a late Red Sox rally at home, something they've really not had to do. Now they find themselves here in Regina. They've had a tight game before, and Rafael Jackson walked that one off. Could we be seeing a rerun of that?
Check swing did not go around, so it's ball number 2 for James Wright. Oh, they're going to call it a strike. Late check over there at first. For James Wright, did not hit a home run in the regular season in 45 games. In 4 games this postseason, two over the fence. 1 in Game 1 against Medicine Hat, and 1 here tonight now. Count now 2-1 to Daniel Castellanos. That one outside as he gets ahead 3-1 now. Pitch here from Whitney. That one hit high. It's pulled. Foul, maybe down the line. Gone. Oh, yeah, it was foul. Was foul. It had the distance, and Curry Field thought it was gone.
Yeah, half the crowd was still standing up applauding as Ryan Pathakos is going to come out and ask about it from the Red Sox pen. Just ask them to maybe converge. No video replay in the WCBL, but you can ask for the umpires to huddle up and talk about it. It
looked foul off the bat from here.
It did.
And the wind is pushing out to left field, so balls that are going to be close, the wind is pushing to foul territory down the left field line.
Yeah, Pathakos not coming out with any anger, not coming out with any malice. He understands the call.
I bet you from the dugout it probably looks fair.
Absolutely.
So they are going to converse here, the umpires, and be an interesting change of a call here. Just going back to James Wright, who didn't hit any home runs during the regular season in the WCBL. He does have 6 home runs with the University of Northern Colorado in 3 years. 2 in 2025. So, yeah, they're going to uphold the foul call. So the count goes full for Castellanos. Red Sox holding on to a 2-1 lead. 2 outs, bottom of the second inning. Sorensen gives the sign. Whitney the pitch. Catches the low and outside corner as Elmer Jerkovich calls out Castellanos for strike number 3. And out number 3. But it's a big inning on the scoreboard for Regina as they put up the go-ahead run. It's 2-1 Red Sox. Top of the third when we come back here on Flow Sports. Back here, top of the third inning, and if you're just joining us, you've missed a lot of offense here early. Top of the first, Carter Beck with a leadoff single on the very first pitch of the ball game, and then later came around to score after the third baseman, Jalen Myers for Regina, committed an error with 2 outs. And then in the bottom half, Raphael Jackson led things off for Regina with a double, and that was all. And then he was able to come around to score on the next batter, who Zaid Brannigan drove him in, and then that was it for Regina. It was 1-1 after 1, and then James Wright hitting a long fly ball over the left field fence. Bottom of the second inning, and that is how they set the WCBL's new regular season record for most wins by a single team at 46 in just 55 games. And this one was fouled right at the Berries dugout as they were scrambling out of the way. 0-2 pitch to Carter Beck. It's outside. Ball number 1. See what that high and away fastball sets up. 1-2 pitch now. Chopper to the shortstop. Fox plays it. The throw over. In time. What a pick by James Wright for out number 2. And a great throw from Matthew Fox.
Coming in was Fox to make that play, and that was going to be a tight one. Making that throw across his body, going towards the mound. So it's going to be a tough play for no matter what fielder's taking it. Throw is a little in front of Wright. He's able to keep his foot on the bag and make the play for a big second out.
Ethan Menard, 0 for 1 tonight already with a strikeout. Swinging at that pitch. We're keeping an eye on the other series out in the West Division. Okotoks and Sylvan Lake in Game 2. The Gulls lead that series 1-0 after winning last night. It is currently 1-1, bottom of the second, game tied Okotoks needs to win to stay alive. If Sylvan Lake wins, then they will move to the WCBL final and face the winner of this series. Hard hit towards Fox again. Throw gets Menard. It's another 1-2-3 inning as the Red Sox, and thanks to Landon Riley, who's pitching good through 3, look to expand their lead when we come back here on Flow Sports. Bottom of the third inning here at Curry Field in Regina, Saskatchewan. Beautiful early August evening here for some playoff baseball. Not a cloud in the sky. The sun setting off to the west. Comfortable at just over 21 degrees Celsius. So though it is cooling off, as you would expect, the wind blowing out to left field tonight. Jordan Tucker leads things off for Regina. They'll bring the 9 1-2 hitters, just like Saskatoon did the last half. Raphael Jackson on deck with Zaid Baranigan set to do up this inning. That one grounded fair, and unable to make the play is Mason Roll. Scored a base hit, lead off here in the bottom of the third.
Well, this one is going to be tight going down the third base side. Looked like it was maybe going to skip over the bag as Roll tries to turn himself to make that play. Ends up keeping it in front of him, takes a bounce foul side, but Strawberry being in fair territory, that one's going to be a cheeky leadoff hit.
As Raphael Jackson comes to the plate for his second plate appearance, we'll just run through the Berries' defensive alignment. Ethan Menard and Abian Medina at first and second. Pitch here from Whitney. Chopper just foul. Mason Roll is at third with Nate Houston in the shortstop hole. Jalen Freeman, Carter Beck, and Ethan Murdoch, the Berries outfield left to right. Matt Whitney and Balin Sorensen, the battery for Saskatoon tonight. So after the foul ball, 0-1 count to Raphael Jackson. Shows bunt, pulls it back, called strike. Tucker went 1 for 5 last night with a double. And came around to score once. That one chopper to the second baseman as he tags out Tucker but throws away. And that will allow Jackson to reach. I would expect fielder's choice error, the call. It didn't get into the dugout, but Jackson also not able to advance. But I feel as though Medina could have got Jackson out at first.
Without a doubt, that the second baseman coming in halfway between second and first throw in definitely could have been in time. So Red Sox catch somewhat of a break.
Just calling it a regular fielder's choice. So even though Medina throws it away, not scored an error, just the fielder's choice. That one hit high and hard into left field by Brannigan, playable for Freeman. He makes the grab 5 feet in front of the warning track and looks Jackson back to first.
Brannigan got under that one pretty well. Just mistimed it just a tad. I think with the speedy man at first in Jackson, Red Sox feel a little bit of urgency to keep this foot on the pedal because they know that the Berries are just one bullpen change and a couple of men getting on from turning this one right on its head.
Berries are the highest scoring offense in the postseason. There goes the runner, pitches high and away, slide in there, not in time. Jackson has a stolen base.
Very well timed by Jackson. Something he's done countless times in the regular season, keeping that going here.
So 1-0 pitch now from Matt Whitney to Matthew Fox. Right-handed bat is Fox. Pitches outside. Count goes to 2-0. Fox played in all 10 games against Saskatoon in the regular season. Bats 17 for 40. That's .425 on the average. 2 doubles. 5 driven in, 5 scored. Drew 1 walk, struck out 5 times. He was also 1 for 1 stolen bases. The OPS was at .927 for Matthew Fox against Saskatoon this season. And he's ahead 3-0 here. Sorensen gives the sign to Whitney. Look back at Jackson. Now the delivery. That one's outside as Matthew Fox draws the walk on 4 straight pitches. 2 runners on for Brady Bye.
Well, that's a big 4-pitch walk. Very good patience shown by Fox, who struck out on that pitch towards the outer part of the zone. His last at-bat, and against a guy who does not walk many, if any, in a game. Putting 2 on in that situation is huge for Bye.
He did not walk a batter, did Whitney, against Moose Jaw in Game 2 of the semifinal. That is his first walk of this postseason in his 5th inning of work. Pitch there doesn't get the call, and now Whitney has thrown 5 straight balls. They're saying it's low. It's tough to get a close call when you just throw 4 straight outside. Pitch here. Gets the call there against Bye to even the count at 1-1. As now Bye checks in to see where it caught the zone. Looked like a better pitch as it was a little higher and caught that inner part. Two runners on, 2 out, 1-1 count for number 2. Swinging, fouls it back to the screen. Bye in 8 games against the Berries this year, went 5 for 25, 200 average, 259 OBP, the OPS at 579. They pitched him very hard, but he also hit a couple big home runs late as we have a mound visit and a quick discussion here between Sorensen and Whitney.
I'd imagine this is just kind of talking about what pitches are hitting the zone. Feels like towards the end of this inning, Whitney hasn't been able to do that.
We can remember back for Brady Bye in that game back on August 1st. When he hit that line drive shot over the short porch and right. And I say line drive because to my recollection, it was still rising when it went over the fence. That one pulled foul down the line. Count remains 1-2 for Brady Bye. That one was a 3-run homer. was 1 for 5 last night in game number 1. Pitch here, popped just outside of the infield, and able to make the grab is Nate Houston. So the Red Sox leave 2 runners on here, don't bring any runs across the score, but they still have a lead. It is 2-1 Regina. Saskatoon bats looking to draw even. We're through a third here on Flow Sports. We'll be right back. Saying the stream dropped like 13 minutes ago.
Saying what?
Landon Riley back on the mound for Regina, and man, is he pitching well through 3 full in this one. He'll face off against the meat of the order here. 3, 4, 5 hitters come to the plate for Saskatoon. His first pitch hits him, and Medina trying to fire up his bench a little bit.
When you go get to 1, 2, 3 innings for the Berries, anything can really get you going. That's what they're going to need if they want to get back into this.
Ben for Riley has really been shutting down the offense. That was really the only mistake pitch which he has thrown all night so far. That one in the other batter's box to Mason Roll. Roll 0 for 1 after reaching on an error in the first inning. And he really struggled against the Red Sox this year. Just 6 for 31, a 194 average. 1 double, a part of that. Drove in 3 runs, walked twice. But when he did get on base, he ran wild. 5 for 5 stolen bases in 8 games as they look Medina back. Pitch here from Riley, swinging his roll, no avail. And Riley gets ahead 1-2 in this count.
That's a great drop in velocity, going from the first 2 fastballs to a beautiful changeup. Get them swinging silly.
One pitch away from getting Mason Roll. Double play also in order. This one's in the dirt. Great block by Castellanos. We saw in the first inning a little bit of struggling behind the plate from Castellanos, but he seemed to have figured out the spin of Landon Riley.
Yeah, those 2 first.
That one.
Yeah, those 2 first wild pitches. And he has been locked down so far.
That one, can of corn into left, chasing after it is Ian Motz, and the center fielder calls off Tucker to make the grab for out number 1. And you could say for Landon Riley, those 2 wild pitches, probably the direct correlation of the only run he's given up tonight.
That's a pretty safe assumption for sure. Beck got all the way to third off of 2 wild pitches after getting a leadoff hit.
Ooh, this one gets away as well, and that hits Houston. Second hit batter of the inning out of Landon Riley. 2 runners are on. 1 out here, top of the 4th, 2-1 ball game. Regina leading.
And that last pitch, unfortunate out of Riley. Trying to hit the inner part, just gets away from him.
Seemed like a breaking ball that just didn't break. Tried to get the slider to work inside to in the zone. That one misses outside.
Yeah, and this is a good kind of pivot. If you're missing in, try to hit away, try to go across the plate a little more. That does leave that ball hanging across the dish, but it's a sacrifice you're going to have to make if you want to change.
Oh, 1-0 pitch. And that one also hits Murdoch. 3 hit batters, and the bases are loaded. Yeah, Steven, I was just going to say Stephen Butts, I would expect to be walking out of the dugout here, and he is, to have a conversation with Riley, who just seems to be missing the release point right now because it's on the breaking stuff that is, it's not fastballs that are in, it's just stuff that's breaking.
Yeah, that last hit
That
last hit by pitch was a lot tighter towards the elbow of Murdoch as opposed to hitting the shoulder or hitting the back. Wonder if they're just asking, temperature's not that bad, so pitch grip shouldn't be an issue. Not really sure what this could be, but force play at any base for the Red Sox, if you want to talk about positives.
It's a little bit of a mound visit here to give a breather for Riley. Maybe find that zone once again. Get a couple strikes here. He's been pitching really well. Before the 3 hit batters. Giving up just the 1 run. It was not earned. He's given up just 1 hit. He struck out 3. Has not given up a walk. A 1 pitch. Just misses that low and outside corner, says Elmer Jerkovich. Count evens at 1-1.
I like the pitch. I'd imagine Castellanos maybe tries to go back to that in this at-bat, if not the inning.
That one hit to Myers. They're going to go the short way to get the out at home. The throw to try and get the double play, not in time, but they do get the out that matters, and Medina unable to score on the fielder's choice.
Very heads up from Myers, catching the one-hopper, the short one-hopper right in front of him. Makes absolutely the correct throw. I'd imagine that was also talked about in that mound visit. Castellanos just unable to get the ball from his glove to his hand and make the throw down in time. That's a really big second out.
Balin Sorensen, bases loaded situation. He struck out in the 2nd inning. It was the 3rd out of that inning. And he's down 0-1 here after 1 pitch from Landon Riley. It seems the mound visit has worked. He's back locked in. Doesn't get the call there. A little low on the slider. Sorensen 8 for 31 against the Red Sox in the regular season with 4 extra base hits, all doubles, 6 runs driven in. 1-1 pitch from Riley. This one popped into left field. Tucker moving to his left, makes the grab, and the Red Sox get out of the bases loaded jam, leave 3 runners on. Score remains 2-1 Regina. Bottom of the 4th when we return here on Flow Sports. Bottom of the fourth inning, we're through 3.5, and Joe Carnahan with his team season on the line, going to the bullpen early. Cleveland Martina warming up for Saskatoon.
Well, they allowed 3 base runners in the last inning, and I suppose that was enough to give the hook to Matt Whitney. And they'll make a way for the righty Cleveland Martina, the reliever pretty much all season for the for the Saskatoon Berries. 18 appearances, 2 of those were starts across his regular season. 1-0 record, 2.55 ERA. Struck out 27, walked 8. That's been the motto, is efficiency of this Berries pen. He does have 1 appearance in the postseason in the 16-12 Moose Jaw win. He did not record an out, allowed 3 earned runs on 3 hits across 3 face batters. So not exactly coming off the best of form in the postseason. But if you can go back to a couple of weeks ago and shut these Red Sox out, give the Berries an opportunity on the offense, we will see the momentum shift.
The first batter he will see is Jalen Myers. Takes the first pitch, called strike on the outside. Great pitch. Yeah, he really struggled against Moose Jaw. His postseason stats well inflated. His ERA is infinite. That one grounded, and it gets past the diving Menard. Fair ball. Myers with a base hit to lead things off in the fourth.
And a smart play by Menard to come over and slide and cover that ball, because Myers was really thinking about coming in for second. If Menard tried to field that one maybe with his glove or with his hand, taking a second to get it off the foul fence.
Now if Martinez struggles here again, you have to wonder, because he's faced 4 batters this postseason. He's given up 4 hits. Ian Mott's in, shows bunt. That one gets well away, pulls it back as Myers is going to advance on the wild pitch. Runner now in scoring position.
Well, I mean, 4 batters, 4 hits, 3 runs. See here 2 pitches, and 2 pitches not exactly the way he wants.
Count now 1-0 to Montz. Montz popped up in foul territory to the first baseman, first time up. As Martina steps off, and he's going to call Sorensen to the mound as they work to get the signs right. Maybe wondering if Myers is picking something up.
And it is worth noting that game that Martina was playing, that 16-12 game, Moose Jaw scored 9 runs, and I believe it was the top of the 7th, to actually take back the lead.
Yeah, that was game 1. I remember I was watching the score of that one closely. That one outside, and Mott's ahead 2-0.
Yeah, that one a near total fatal collapse.
Look back at Myers on second. Pitch high and away, and now Mott's ahead 3-2. As now Martinez struggling to find the zone after giving up the leadoff hit. Just past the hour mark here at Curry Field on a Monday night. Postseason baseball, game 2 of the best of 3. That ball gets the strike call out of Elmer Jerkovich. Montz was taken all the way. Again, Saskatoon fighting for their playoff lives. Down 1-0 in the series. A Regina win secures their position in the WCBL championship for the first time since 2019. Swing and a miss here from Montz. Fills the count.
Well, I like the swing decision from Montz, but an even better pitch from Martina, the fastball down. Looks appealing at the start, but that curl can really get you.
Martina looks in. Now the delivery. Swing, grounded towards the first baseman. Murdoch bobbles it. The throw to first is in time. Martina was covering. Little tougher play than it had to be. But Martina finally gets an out.
And Mons is really contesting that. That was a lot closer than the umpire made it seem. But he'll walk the dugout none the same. One out runner on third. Big spot for James Wright, who I don't think we need to remind you of what he did his last time up.
Now in draws James Wright. The infield moves in, and I don't know why, because the last time he came to the plate, he rocketed one over the outfield fence for a solo home run. Called strike here. His run right now is what has put Regina out in front. RBI situation here. Check swing, foul ball to the screen. He's down 0-2. One out, runner on third. Anything to the outfield scores Jalen Myers with his wheels. Pitch here. Swing and a miss. James Wright goes down, swinging. Out number 2.
Martina bouncing back pretty well.
Daniel Castellanos coming back up after the strikeout of James Wright. Castellanos struck out his first plate appearance in the second. Swing and a miss here to start things off. Castellanos saw the Berries just twice this year, went 2 for 7 with a home run. It was a solo shot. Struck out 3 times. The on-base percentage was at .375, the slugging .714, the OPS at .1090 for the catcher Castellanos in games against Saskatoon. Again, small sample size, just the 2 games. But 1-1 pitch here from Martina inside, hits the arm of Castellanos. Oh no, they're calling it a foul ball. Must have hit off the end of the bat. Castellanos knew it right away as well. So now 1-2 pitch. Martina 1 strike away from getting out of it. Swing check. He went around. Says the first base umpire, Trevor Drury. Martina gets 2 strikeouts to end the inning and leaves the runner stranded on third. Score remains 2-1 Red Sox as we head to the top of the 5th here at Curry Field. We'll be right back. Landon Riley back on the bump for Regina after he pitched a really good top of the fourth inning. Got himself out of a jam as the Berries left the bases loaded last time up and remained down in this ball game.
And they'll start things where they started the second inning, or excuse me, the third. In the 9 spot with Jalen Freeman. Did strike out his last time up, but has done pretty well this postseason.
Yeah, 9-1-2 batters coming to the plate for Saskatoon. Freeman struck out to lead off the top of the third inning. Just a little distracted. Takes a first pitch ball to start things off in this half. And Freeman thinks he was hit. And Jerkovic's now going to call the umpires together.
I don't think this one hit him. I think this one went over his foot. Into the backstop. Freeman immediately took off his gear and went running. And Jerkovic stopped him. He's going to talk about this.
And maybe trying to sell it a little bit.
And they're going to give it to him.
That is the 4th hit batter out of Landon Riley in the last 2 innings now. Be nice if we could see a replay of that, but nonetheless, Freeman headed down to first base. And now the leadoff hitter, Carter Beck, up. 61st pitch of the ball game for Riley. There goes Freeman. Pitches outside. Castellanos couldn't get the throw off as it kind of got caught in the glove.
Yeah, he definitely had a chance at that one if he'd get the ball out. Freeman gets himself another stolen base.
I was going to say, another stolen base for Jalen Freeman. Called strike there against Beck. A playoff leading 6th stolen base out of Jalen Freeman. As out goes Castellanos. They must go crossed up. So now Castellanos and Riley figured out how they want to attack the center fielder, Carter Beck. Beck 1 for 2 tonight. Led off the ball game with a single. This one, chopper at right. They're not going to have a play to get Beck, as Beck just beat it out. Really tough play for Wright to make. It is scored a base hit.
It's a smart play to try to throw it over to the pitcher, who was covering well.
Another real tough situation here for Landon Riley. We'll see if he can work out of this one. Runners on the corners, no outs. Ethan Menard coming to the plate. First pitch ball. So now the 18th hitter of the ball game is over to second base, goes Carter Beck. Was he off before the pitch? This one grounded past Myers. Beck is going to be held up at third. Freeman will come across to score to tie the ball game. Ethan Menard gets Saskatoon back even.
Good job for Menard with the infield in to hit one into left. Gets on top of this baseball, but it rolls still pretty well past the third baseman. No diving play made, and the Berries in a pretty tough situation for the Sox to get out of. We're able to make a little bit more pressure here, tying this one up.
Some movement now going on in the Red Sox bullpen, as we've seen the command kind of waver here out of Landon Riley. Runner still on the corners. Great pitch there out of the righty. Gets Medina swinging. Medina was the first of 3 hit batters in the 4th, but was stranded on third base, or sorry, rather thrown out at home on a ground out. Pitch there, high and in, has him ducking out of the way, moves the count to 2-1. There goes the runner. No throw once again as they just try to keep Beck at third. Was a called strike. Two-two pitch. Chopper. Not out of the infield, and a great defensive play as the Berries unable to bring another run across. So the score remains tied.
And that is why you bring the infield in. Brannigan smart to look over to second, look over to third, look home, see if anyone's going, and make the easy throw over to first.
Riley trying to strand the bases, or strand the runners on the bases here, just as he did last inning. Mason Roll, who flew out to center field. Fly out here would likely score a run. Great pitch there out of Riley for strike number 1. First pitch strike percentage out of Landon Riley through 22 batters. 45%. Play at the plate. Castellanos got him. As he makes a great block, Beck trying to be aggressive to give Saskatoon the lead, and Castellanos makes the tag at the plate to get him.
I think Beck saw this one in the dirt, bounce off the chest protector of Castellanos, and got a super big secondary lead. He was going anyway. Castellanos fields the ball right in front of him, right in front of the diamond. Comes back, a tight play at home, but well in time for the out.
So it was a called ball, and then the out. It's tough to call that one a wild pitch. It never really even got away from Castellanos.
That's a caught stealing, 100%.
Yeah. Riley thought he had the strikeout of Mason Roll. Count full. Pitches outside, and Mason Roll works the walk. Runners on the corners once again. A lot going on here.
Yeah, and imagine Roll will be running here as well. Still going to try to keep Riley out there for as long as he can. Play now to second with the 2 outs.
See one lefty working out there for Regina. There goes the runner. Castellanos going to keep Menard at third once again as they just keep letting him have the bases. This one, chopper off the glove of Fox. And that will bring across Ethan Menard. And Saskatoon regains the lead here after scoring 2 runs here in the 5th.
And they're going to rule it a base hit. Matthew Fox has had a couple of those tight plays where he hasn't been able to corral the baseball. And that one's really going to sting for Regina. That's out number 3. You're getting a tie game and a decent part of your lineup coming up.
So Saskatoon continuing to, in these situations, take second base when there's a runner on third. That one outside. The 6th stolen base by Saskatoon tonight, right there by Nathan Houston. Ethan Murdoch ahead 3-0, popped, foul territory, right chasing after it. It's going to land on the dugout. As Riley fights to get back in this at-bat.
Interesting call, 3-0 swinging, first base open.
Murdoch is the 7th Barry to come to the plate this inning. And he was just walked as Riley just misses the zone, and now the bases are loaded. Saskatoon now with a 3-2 lead. There's 2 outs, top of the 5th inning. The DH, Corey Waters, 3rd plate appearance, ground out and reached on a fielder's choice so far. Ball in the dirt. And we're going to have another mound visit here by Steven Butts. Try to settle down his pitcher.
Probably the right time for this as well. That one in the dirt as well.
Riley is at 85 pitches thrown. He hasn't had to throw more than 15 in an inning before this inning. In fact, he's thrown 27 this inning already. And he's in another bases loaded jam. This one gets away. Coming across to score is Mason Roll. Both runners will also advance on the wild pitch. Can't be giving Saskatoon free runs.
No, you can, and when it rains, it pours for Riley. Things are just really getting out of hand. I'd imagine that if he can't get Waters, then that'll be the end of his night.
Yeah, I have to imagine, regardless of this, whatever happens in this situation, this is the last batter he'll face. And he missed him, walked him on 4 pitches. Bases remain loaded. Balin Sorensen will be the 9th Saskatoon Barry to come to the plate, and Rai Pathakos has stayed in the dugout. He has not come out to grab his pitcher.
I guess the idea is forces at any base with 2 outs. He can get out of it.
And he misses the zone again. See, that's the situation we're in right now, is he can't find the zone. Gets a called strike there. That evens the count at 1-2 as Curry Field tries to get their pitcher through this inning. 1-1 pitch. Hit hard into left field. Tucker with a beat on it. He makes the grab. And the damage limited with Saskatoon bringing 3 across to take the lead. They lead by 2. It's 4-2. We're across halfway here. Game 2. Red Sox coming to bat when we come back on Flow Sports. Across halfway here at Curry Field, headed to the bottom of the 5th. Saskatoon has taken the lead. We'll take a real quick check over at what's going on in the West. Top of the 4th inning, and Sylvan Lake just put up a big number in the 3rd. And they now lead 7-1 over Okotoks. Again, if the Gulls win, they punch their ticket to the WCBL final. And here in our game, Regina, if they win, they too will move on to the West Division Final. But now chasing in this ball game again is Saskatoon after having the lead in the 1st inning. Regain it here in the top of the 5th.
And this is a much more comfortable spot for Saskatoon, being ahead with Martina on the mound. They'll just hope that he can pitch better with the lead. Face off against 9, then back to the top with 1-2.
Cleveland Martina is back on the mound for the Berries. We take a look at Matt Whitney's night. He went 3 full, gave up 4 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts, 2 runs, both earned. First pitch swinging off the shin of Jordan Tucker's, fouled off. Whitney threw 54 pitches on the night. Whitney gave up a hit to the first batter he saw last inning, and then got the next 3 out, 1 with the ground out and then 2 with the punch out. Looking now to shut down the Red Sox here and hold on to that 4-2 lead. Jordan Tucker leading things off for Regina. Raphael Jackson and Zaid Brannigan. The due-up. This one fouled off the shin again. That's the 2nd one this inning. That can't feel too comfortable one time.
Tucker, he's going to take a little bit more time to walk this one off. Make sure he can get that transfer from his back foot to his front foot on his swing and have it not hurt too excruciatingly.
standing on first now. 1 out. Matthew Fox in. First pitch swinging. Hard hit into center. Beck able to pick this one up as Fox lines out for out number 2. Carter Beck making no mistake, finding the ball right off the bat. Brady Bye 0 for 2 so far tonight in the series now, 1 for 7. That pitch inside for ball number 1. Bye has grounded out to the first baseman and popped up to the shortstop. Hasn't been able to get the ball out of the infield yet. Probably take something in between here, like a hard hit fly ball. Brannigan dives back in.
We are seeing that pull shift from the Berries towards the first base side.
The wind, which was blowing out to left field earlier tonight, has since died. And Jurkovic calls that one a strike on the outside. Black as Bye checks in. I think there was a little bit of arm side run, so it kind of caught the plate and then moved a little bit more outside after. So it appeared from here at least. Count 1-1. Martina throws over to first. Brannigan back in time, diving back.
Well, Brannigan certainly a running threat. At first, 2 out. Red Sox maybe thinking about stretching it.
Now he comes to home plate. Pitches high. Bye lays off for ball number 2 to get ahead in the count 2-1. Two-one pitch now. Swing. Throw behind. Ooh, that was a close play as Brannigan was back. Maybe a little bit closer than even Zaid would have liked that play to be. Menard was almost swiping in behind him to try and make the tag. It was a good throw by Sorensen. It was right on the money. The count now 2-2 with 2 outs. Pitch inside to fill the count. Brannigan will be moving on. Movement from Medina now. Base hit into the gap with Brannigan's speed. Could likely score him from first. But I'm sure Bye would take a walk all the same. Pitch here. Swinging. Fouled out of play. Bye has not drawn a walk in this postseason quite yet. He's been on base now 5 times, all via a single. See, calls time. Now Martinez sets, looks back at Brannigan. 3-2 pitch, there he goes, hit hard. Past the second baseman Medina. Brannigan is going to second, but they'll hold him up. But it's a base hit for Brady Bye as he gets the dugout and Curry Field fired up.
0 for 2 to that point, but breaks out of the slump in a great way by pulling on that one into the shift. But the shifting second baseman Medina trying to reach for that, couldn't get there. Hustling play from Brannigan to get the third. Now runners on the corners for Jalen Myers, who already has a base hit today. There's a couple this postseason. This is the guy you want up in this situation.
So now runners on the corners with 2 outs. That pitch high and in as Myers ducks out of the way. And Anticipation here growing for the Regina faithful. This could be a big moment in this ball game. Tying run 90 feet away, just the bottom of the fifth. Doesn't get the call there. Pitch was low and away on the hard fastball by Martina. Definitely does have some zip on that four-seamer. So now Myers ahead 2-0. That one fouled out of play as he was swinging. Myers doesn't have, he has 2 home runs this year. They were both in the regular season. One against Mouchon, one against Brooks, as that one was at the eyes and had him scampering out of the box.
Yeah, Martina, we talked about that velocity he shows on the fastball. Struggling to kind of get the command at this one.
So the count 3-1. The pitch, hard hit, pulled, well foul to fill the count. Now Bai will be moving on the pitch. Myers pulled that inside pitch. He hit it high and hard, just well foul. As Martina steps off. And Sorensen and Martina will reset. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Down goes Myers. But the Red Sox, despite leaving 2 runners on, bring another run across the plate. They now trail by just 1. It's 4-3. We head to the top of the 6th here on Flow Sports. Top of the 6th here, couple changes for Regina. The first one is behind the plate. Red Chodgins is now going to take over the pitch calling duties, and he's got a new pitcher as well on the mound, Colton Bank in.
Local 594. If you have the following numbers on your card, you can scratch them off. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Bank has yet to make an appearance in the postseason. This will be his first.
12, 13, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19,
In the regular season, just the one.
Ahead,
Sorry.
24, 26,
You go ahead.
and 27.
Just going to close the book on Landon Riley. He went 5 full innings, gave up 4 hits, 3 walks, struck out 3 batters, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, and hit 4 batters.
Immediately, the first game card to be verified from you for the prize.
And of course, was pitching really well until the 5th.
At play for the Berries, number 1, Jalen Freeman.
In his first 4 innings of work, Riley had given up just 1 hit. He gave up 3 hits in the 5th, and he hit 4 batters in his last 2 innings. This one hit out into left. Tucker moving to his left, but he's got a beat on it, and he makes the grab for out number 1.
For Bank, this will be his first time pitching this playoffs. Regular season-wise, he has 11 total appearances, 3 of those starts, 6.25 ERA alongside an 0-2 record, a save, 24 strikeouts to 6 walks on the season. His last game was on the 4th of August against Moose Jaw in a 9-4 loss. He went an inning and a third, allowing 4 runs on 4 hits, striking out 1.
Carter Beck draws in 2 for 3 with 2 singles. Pitch just outside there, evens the count at 1-1. That one just misses as well. Bank has seen Saskatoon twice this year. He pitched 2 1/3 no hit innings against Saskatoon in 2 games. That one also well outside. And he struck out 3 batters, faced 8. Three-one pitch to Carter Beck. That one just misses, and Beck will take first.
Never really felt like Bank got into that at bat. They'll take the walk to a dangerous hitter.
And as you mentioned off the hop, just this lineup is so deep in Saskatoon. Just feels like you pitch around one guy and then the next guy is just as dangerous. That ball in the dirt. Good block by Hodgins there behind the plate. Menard, 1 for 3 on the night, 1 for 8 in the series with a RBI single last time up in the 5th. That one hit, lined into right field. Jackson has it, looks it into the glove, and walks back. Out number 2. Bank showing some solid stuff here early through 3 batters.
Again, a couple fly balls, getting some help from his defense. Now it's Medina, who's 0 for 2, was hit by that last pitch in that pretty catastrophic 5th inning. Allowing the 3 runs, he was one of them.
Medina 0 for 2. There goes the runner. Throw by Hodgins. A little high and offline. As Carter Beck gets a stolen base. Second stolen base for Beck tonight. He's also taken a couple bases on a couple wild pitches. Of course, Saskatoon in that last inning, whenever there was a runner on 3rd and on 1st, the runner on 1st was going. And Castellanos was never through to 2nd. He was always holding the runner at 3rd.
Which is the right call in that scenario.
Coming up on the 2-hour mark here of our broadcast. Top of the sixth. This one grounded past Myers. They're going to wave around Beck. Beck flying to the plate. Throw was offline. And so Medina on the RBI single regains Saskatoon's 2-run lead. Myers just couldn't react fast enough. That was a hard hit ball just to his left.
Yeah, the hop came right beside him pretty much, and he had no play at it.
This one grounded towards Brannigan at second. He plays it on a couple hops, throws it over, and Wright makes the grab. So the Berries do score one, and the score goes to 5-3 as Saskatoon reestablishes their 2-run lead. They leave a runner on.
It's 5-3 Saskatoon.
Regina will look to draw even. Bottom of the sixth when we return on Flow Sports. Cleveland Martina coming back to the mound. It is going to be his 3rd inning of work tonight, should he get through it. The longest he's gone this season is 4 innings, and he did it just 8 days ago against Medicine Hats when he gave up 3 hits and just 1 run and faced 14 batters. Struck out 3, walked 1 that night. He'll face off against the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Ian Motts, James Wright, Red Hodgins. The due up for Regina. First pitch strike, second pitch low and in the dirt, bounces to the screen and behind the plate.
Certainly feels like Martina, after a pretty rough start, the hit with the walk, with the base hit to lead off his outing, it's kind of stabilized things, certainly bouncing back from his last appearance where he allowed 3 on 3.
Swing and a miss from Ian Motts. Motts tonight 0 for 2. Moves him to 2-7 for the series. Both his hits last night. One was a triple, the other a home run. Big part of that Regina victory. That one outside, evens the count at 2-2. Probably call him the player of the game. He drove in 3 of Regina's 8 runs, struck out just once, scored twice, and then Aiden Page on the mound was also spectacular. And now Motts gets the count full. Page went 4 scoreless innings in relief last night, struck out 6, and allowed Regina to come back in that game. They're looking to do the same thing tonight. Down 2. That one hit high and hard out to right field. Goodbye, Ian Motts. Home run. That one left the building in a hurry.
He's done it again as Ian Monts put the Red Sox back within one of Saskatoon. Another home run against Saskatoon. He did it just a night ago. Drove in a couple, and now we can get the energy back into Curry Field. 1,700 fans all on their feet. Celebration of a great piece of hitting from a guy who came in midseason and has left his mark.
Second home run of the series for Ian Monts. A solo shot to draw Regina back within one. The score 5-4. That one at the eyes of James Wright. And Wright, who has already hit a home run tonight, his was also a solo shot. Then he struck out last plate appearance in the fourth. That one fouled out of play. Got a little under that one, little late. Wright's home run was a no-doubter out to left field, left of the scoreboard. Jalen Freeman in left took one step, and then he turned around and watched it go over the fence. Murdoch and Wright on Monts at least ran back to the fence a little bit, just in case. And Monts just as far out to right field. Right ahead, 2-1, hard hit. Diving is Houston. The throw to first in time. Great play in the shortstop hole by Nathan Houston to make that play. Wow.
Houston, a beautiful dive, able to get up, get his feet set. That's the most important part, to get that throw over. If he doesn't do that, that throw is maybe high, that throw is maybe low, and it's going to be a tough pick. But he makes a very good play. Very important first out.
Rhett Hodgins, first plate appearance for him after coming in as a defensive substitution for Daniel Castellanos behind the plate. First pitch ball. Hodgins 0 for 3. Ball's high as Hodgins gets ahead 2-0. Hodgins played in Game 2 against Medicine Hat, where he went 0 for 3. And that's the stat line. Didn't strike out, did not draw a walk. They were all put in play. Strike one there, moves the count to 2-1. On the season was 6 for 25 in 13 games. Scored 7 runs, 2 extra bases. 2 extra base hits, both for doubles. 7 driven in, 6 walks. 240 the average. 380 the on base. That's a base hit for the catcher. Lines it into left. And that one's going to roll to the wall. It got past Beck. And it's a double for Rhett Hodgins, the tying run in scoring position for Regina.
Great contact, great swing through for Hodgins. He said hasn't got a base hit this playoffs yet. And what a spot to do it, what a way to do it. Pushes that one as opposed to pulling it, getting a good timing swing for the catcher. And now runner on second, Regina. They're moving, and Saskatoon, they're going to make a change.
Joe Carnahan's going to make a call to the bullpen. We'll introduce you to the new Barries pitcher when we return after this short break here on Flow Sports. New pitcher into the ball game for Saskatoon. It's a righty out of Dallas College, Brookhaven. He's a freshman. It is Clay Mixon by way of Baytown, Texas.
Mixon will come in 1 out, 1 on second. On the season, a 3-1 record, 3.48 ERA, across 14 relief appearances, 28-4 strikeout to walk ratio. Has made 1 appearance in the postseason. That was in that 16-12 Moose Jaw win. Over Moose Jaw, I should say. 0.2 innings pitched, allowed 2 runs, only 1 of them earned. 3 hits, facing 5 batters.
The first batter he will face is Jordan Tucker, but before we get the at-bat started, we take a quick look at what's going on in the West Division. Sylvan Lake still leading. It is 7-2 in the bottom of the 6th. Again, Sylvan Lake with a chance. Oh, Jordan Tucker lines this one into left, sliding, diving. Makes the play at second, and out is Hodgins. Sean Weatherall was late to make the call, but man, what a play out there by Jalen Freeman. Reckless abandon, diving to make the grab, and then throws an absolute bullet to second to get Hodgins.
I mean, that's maybe catch of the year. That was insane going towards the the Berries bullpen. And a heads-up play to throw it over. I think the entire dugout and bullpen was telling him to throw it over because, man, that was just a great defensive play, limiting the damage and keeping this a 1-run game.
Speaking of damage, it was all done by Ian Motts, who got Regina back within 1. The score now 5-4 thanks to the solo shot out of the center fielder. We'll be back after the break here on Flow Sports. Top of the 7th through 2/3 here at Curry Field, and man, what a night it has been so far. A 1-run ball game. This one far from over. Saskatoon leading 5-4 as we head to the top of the 7th, and leading things off is Nate Houston, and he lines one into left. Rounding first, sliding into second. He's in time.
Well, it's a good way to transfer the defensive momentum the Berries got, really almost stealing the soul out of this building after an incredible diving play from Jalen Freeman where he threw out Brett Hodgins at second all the way from left. Turns that into a 1-pitch double into that exact same corner.
Scored a single and an error charged to Jordan Tucker out in left field as he bobbled the ball playing it. Second error for Regina tonight. Very next pitch, Murdoch pops this one into center field. Mott's coming in on it, makes the grab, and looks Houston back.
Murdoch fails to get on base, so paying here $12 for the next 10 minutes.
Corey Waters in now, 0 for 2, but he's been on base twice, once via the walk, once on a fielder's choice. Another situation with runners in scoring position for Saskatoon tonight. They are 4 for 14 in such situations. But on the flip side, Regina just 2 for 9. And right now, even though Saskatoon batting under 300 in those situations, just doing a little bit better than the Red Sox, and that's why they have a one-run lead. Waters fouls off the second pitch of the bat. Counts even, 1-1. That one's in the dirt. Hodgins, good block. So now Waters ahead, 2-1. Ooh, way off balance there as he was reaching at that breaking ball. It was well in the dirt, low and away, and he still took a hack at it.
Well, Banks been throwing pretty inside, so that look outside might be a bit deceiving to Waters.
See where it goes here. 2-2 pitch. Slider just misses outside. Fills the count, 3-2. All 1,700 here at Curry Field wanted that to be a strike. I shouldn't say. There's a few Berries fans that probably wanted it to be a ball.
They travel well right behind their dugout. Good pack of them.
Payoff pitch here, 3-2, 1 out. Runner on second. Hit hard towards Brannigan, and he stretches at it, unable to make the play. They'll wave around Houston. He'll come across to score on the RBI single. And that 2-run lead once again reestablished by the Saskatoon Berries.
Yeah, it feels like Saskatoon just picking up on everything that Red Sox are doing. They'll get one, Saskatoon gets one. Red Sox get another, and the Berries answer right back. Both teams just trading jabs as we head into the final few innings.
Trading jabs, but Saskatoon has thrown one more punch. I should say 2 more punches. It's really that 3-shot combo in the 5th. Standing to be the difference right now. There goes the runner. Hit and runs on. That one's to Myers. No chance at the runner at second who is running. Oh, and Myers throws it away. Rounding third. No, held up at third is Waters. Myers has to make that play.
He really does. He missed one already throwing from third to first. It was a bit tougher than this last one. On the hit and run. They'll call it the error regardless. Really unfortunate from Regina. Their defensive errors starting to come out a little bit more than they'd like.
Talking to Rye before the playoffs started, he said, got to limit those types of mistakes. They've committed now 3 errors in this ball game. Because when you play the best teams, you can't give them 4 or even 5 outs in an inning. They will make you pay. And it's tough to win ball games when you do that. Pitch high away for ball number 1. Evens the count at 1-1 for Jalen Freeman. Freeman 0 for 2 on the night. Was hit by a pitch in the 5th and then later came across to score. Infield well in. All the infielders on the grass. That one hit over them. That will score 2. Saskatoon now will have a 4-run lead. The throw at second just offline is Freeman with the wheels. Gets a double. And 2 RBIs to boot.
This is really unfortunate for Bank, trying to work into his second inning. Good job from Freeman, though. Continues his pretty good hot streak in this playoffs. Turns his defense into offense, shutting out what would have been a pretty good Regina rally if he doesn't make that catch. Now he's able to bring 2 across and match the run total from the 5th inning.
Score now 8-4. This one popped high and just over the mound. Fox is going to call everybody off and get back down. Out number 2.
And Beck is still an important out. He can turn this game even more in favor of Saskatoon, even though it feels like the vibe in the ballpark has kind of been dissipated from the guys in purple, just ripping it away.
Ethan Menard draws back in, 1 for 4 on the night. This one gets away from Hodgins. He had no idea where the ball was. Bank picked it up, but on the wild pitch, Freeman moves to third. This Saskatoon Berries ball club can just choke you out. They get a lead. They let you get 1 or 2 runs an inning, but then when they come back to the plate, they just take another step or 2, just like they have tonight. Regina not out of it, but Saskatoon continuing to pull away. Ball's in the dirt. Great block there by Hodgins to keep Freeman standing at third. Counts 2-1, 2 outs. Great slider there by Colton Beck to even the count at 2-2. Gets right back in this at-bat.
Yeah, Bank's been looking for that pitch pretty much all inning. Gets it there. I wonder if he goes back to it, if he goes high heater. Try to get this inning over with.
Looking to limit the damage. Doesn't get the call. It's low to fill the count. 3-2 to Ethan Murdoch. Murdoch single in the 5th. Has an RBI attached to it. He also stole a base. Swing and a miss. Gets him swinging here. Out number 3, top of the 7th. Red Sox still not out of this ball game. Down 4. The Berries extend their lead with another 3 runs in the top half. We'll stretch here at Curry Field and be right back as things roll on here on Flow Sports College Baseball. Stay with us. Back here after the 7th inning stretch at Curry Field, the Red Sox looking for a late rally Bottom of the 7th, they'll bring the top of the order to the plate, leading things off with the leadoff batter in Raphael Jackson. Zade Brannigan and Matthew Fox due up as well. First pitch, a ball out of Clay Mixon. So that one inside had Jackson moving out of the box once again. That one hit hard down the line as Menard fields it on a big hop, and he beats Jackson to the bag for out number 1. Just need to string some hits together here, does Regina.
Yeah, they've gotten those 2 solo shots in the last couple innings. But getting men on, getting consistency throughout the whole lineup has been a struggle tonight.
That one hits Zade Brannigan, and maybe that's what Regina needs here to begin their rally.
They take him anyway. And that'll make way for Fox.
Matthew Fox is 0 for 2. He's 3 for 7 in the series. Scored 2 runs, 2 walks. First pitch swinging, hit hard into left at the wall in front of the warning track. Carter Beck makes the grab. That was the hardest hit ball Matthew Fox has had in a couple games here.
And that right there is why
lands in the glove.
And that's right there is why Carter Beck is an all-star. That defensive work. Recognizes where the wall is, recognizing the ball. Gets a good beat on it, gets a big play.
Brady Bai hit a big single last time up. He's 1 for 3 on the night. 2 for 8 now in the series. And 6 for 17 in the playoffs. One count here. Zade Brannigan off of first. Hit hard. Into the gap. Brannigan's going to round second and head to third. 2 straight base hits for the designated hitter. He does his job. And runners are on the corners now for Jalen Myers.
Does his job and does it well. Both instances, a speedy runner on the base paths. Now with him on the corners once again for Jalen Myers. He's been in this situation before. Now he'll look to cash in a couple.
Myers was in this exact situation in the 5th inning with Brannigan on third, Fox on first, and he struck out swinging in a full count. It is these situations where the Red Sox have not capitalized. This one fouled back to the screen. Myers down 0-2 in this count. Yes, they have scored 4 runs, but they've left a ton of runners on base. Oh, and Jalen Myers just got called out on strikes. The pitch on the inside part of the plate. There was some movement. And Curry Field letting the home plate umpire know they don't agree with the call. Top of the 8th inning, final 2 of regulation. It gives us a chance here to remind you that if you're looking for the highlights of this game or the other game across the Western Canadian Baseball League, you can head to the Western Canadian Baseball League's YouTube page. That's Western Canadian Baseball League on YouTube. Highlights are posted the next morning. Or you can watch full games on demand. Those are usually posted a couple days after the fact. Or you can continue to catch every game from now through the league final right here live on Flow Sports College Baseball in partnership with IKS Media. There is a defensive substitution for the Regina Red Sox. Justin Samard has replaced Jalen Myers at third. Myers has committed 2 errors tonight. And he struck out in 2 big situations at the plate, despite having a hit. And with the Red Sox needing a win to clinch the series, maybe Justin Samard can be a catalyst for a late comeback. 3-4-5 hitters up for Saskatoon. Counts 1-2 to Medina, and he grounds to James Wright, who makes the out himself. Out number 1 here in the top half.
And Bank, a pretty shaky 7th inning, allowing the 3 runs. Saskatoon have scored in all their last 3 innings. If Bank can kind of bounce back in this one with the defensive substitution, with kind of a more laid back part of this lineup. Definitely not weaker, but a little bit of a valley in this mountain range that is the lineup.
Mason Roel hits this one into left center. Going over is Montz, and he makes the grab. 1 pitch swinging was Roll, and there's 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. That felt like a really big out for Regina. Houston, who's 2 for 3, has been on base 3 times, 2 singles, has been hit by a pitch, and he's grounded out tonight. And he's gotten hits each of the last 2 plate appearances. And he came around to score last inning, which was Saskatoon's 6th run. That ball inside moves the count to 2-0. Bank now through 2 2/3. 41 pitches thrown to this point. 23 for strikes. Down 2-0 here. Fouled over the screen and out of play. Across the 2.5-hour mark here at Curry Field. Just after 9:30 local time. Wind is slightly picked up, blowing now in from right center. That ball low, and Bank falls behind 3-1 to Nate Houston. Kind of swirling out there. Looks like it's kind of almost blowing towards third base from the right center field, and then at times will blow straight out to the left field foul pole. This one hit to Brannigan, makes the grab. Out number 3, a big 3-up, 3-down inning for Regina. They look to claw back. Down 4, not out of the ball game yet. Bottom of the 8th when we return. Saskatoon back on defense with Regina coming back to the plate, and there's a new pitcher on the mound for the Berries. It's Colin Plain out of Arizona Christian University.
And Plain will make his second appearance to the playoffs. His last postseason appearance was in that 15-6 win on August 7th against Moose Jaw, going 2 1/3, allowing an earned run, 2 unearned as well on 1 hit, 1 walk, and striking out 2. Regular season-wise, he has 10 appearances, a 3-0 record, a 1.90 ERA, 12-8 strikeout to walk ratio across 15 innings pitched. His last game against Regina was in a 6-7 loss, where he went 3 innings, allowing zeros across, striking out 3.
That was that walk-off home run game. He came into relief, did not give up the winning run, but he pitched in that game. I think he would have been in line for the victory.
I believe so.
If as bullpen had picked him up. So Ian Motts will lead things off. It is the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Motts right and Hodgins the do up for Regina. Down 4, bottom of the 8th. 6 outs remaining to get 4 runs to tie. So that one popped foul and well into the seats. Count moves to 1-2.
And Mons, you already hit the home run, but now you just need guys to get on base. You need to take this one pitch at a time. Now you're playing protect. You're not necessarily being more conservative. You're just taking every single pitch and looking at it.
That one off the glove of Medina, and Motts is going to reach on the single. A little bit of a blooper. Medina made a great stab off at it, but just a little too far in front of him for him to make the grab.
Really good read from Medina trying to make a play at it. But I think if maybe he was half an inch taller, or those cleats gave him maybe half a centimeter of a raise, he's making that play, or at least tipping it to himself. That one ends up in the outfield for a good leadoff hit.
Brings James Wright to the plate, 1 for 3 with a solo home run back in the 2nd inning. At the time, gave Regina a 2-1 lead. That one hit hard and into left. That's a base hit. Motts is going to hold up at second. Hard base hit by James Wright. And there's 2 runners on for Regina here.
And the throw came in a little wild from left field into third. As the Berries try to do some damage control. 2 on for Rhett Hodgins. Really good piece of hitting from James Wright.
Rhett Hodgins, who came in as a defensive substitution, second plate appearance of the night. He hit a double in the 6th. And then was a victim of a Jalen Freeman diving catch, which Hodgins thought had landed on the ground, and so he was already at third and had to run back to second and couldn't get back in time, was called out on the force play. Great defensive play by Jalen Freeman, that was. And the double play to boot. Hodgins pops this one into left field. Freeman going back. Motts is going to bluff over to third, but stay put at second.
Hodgins shows bunt on the first pitch, ends up getting under that second one. Freeman reads it well too shallow, and really in the wrong part of the ballpark for Motts to think about tagging.
Comes Jordan Tucker, also 1 for 3 on the night. He has a single. He's grounded out and lined out. He was the man who hit that ball, which looked like it was going to go for extra bases, but Freeman took it away on the diving play at the foul line in left field. Two runners on, 1 out to Tucker. Ball's inside to start things off. There's a pitcher standing in the Red Sox bullpen. There is one throwing on the Saskatoon side. Of course, Saskatoon cannot lose this ball game. Regina leads 1-0 in the best-of-3 series. Saskatoon facing elimination. They've been here before in these playoffs. They lost game 1 against Moose Jaw in the semis. And then game 2 went into Roswell's Park, a very tough place to play. Won game 2. And then in game 3, Carter Beck had a walk-off grand slam in extra innings. And that's how we got here. Two-one pitch. Tucker fouls it off, out of play. So Regina has won 7 of their last 8 since the turn of the month, including 3 straight playoff games. 3 of those 8 games have been against Saskatoon. That one, foul territory, out of play, into the bleachers. Count remains 2-2. Red Sox were 16-12 at home in the regular season. Saskatoon was 21-6 on the road. Regina looking to get back to the WCBL championship for the first time since 2019. Ball low and in the dirt, fills the count.
Feels like Plain has been a lot more comfortable in this at-bat. Tries to get Tucker to swing at the off-speed pitch towards the outer part of the zone. He's already done it once.
This could be a big spot here. Number 9 hitter locked in a full count, 1 out, 2 runners on. And all of Curry Field thought that was a balk. Didn't look like Plain had begun his delivery and turned back to look Montz back to second. Now he goes to the home plate and he strikes out Tucker, swinging at the ball low and inside. Looked like a changeup from here.
It's great pitch selection on that strikeout stuff. The fastball down. That's a big second out for Plains Mental. Now the Berries will play the shift.
Leadoff hitter Raphael Jackson, 5th plate appearance of the night. He's 2 for 4, been on base 3 times. Both of his hits have been for extra bases. He had a double to lead off the Red Sox offensive side in the 1st, and then in the 5th, he hit a triple. He has come across to score twice. A single and a home run shy of the cycle. And what may be his last plate appearance of the night. And a hit here would be huge. Big swing. He tried to send that one to the downs.
And he knows he can do it too. That's why he's taking a hack at that. Anything really close to the zone.
He's had some big moments over these last couple weeks, highlighted by that walk-off home run against these Saskatoon Berries in extra innings back on August 1st. That was just 10 days ago. But that is what has kick-started this Regina run through the playoffs to this point. Counts 2-1. Pitch from Plain, fouled back and over the screen. 2-2 now. Regina down to their final 4 outs. Tying run is on deck if Jackson can get on base. As Jackson Collins' time steps out, he'll regather his thoughts. Sorensen gives the sign. Call in plane. Wants to see the sequence again. As they finally get on track. Now the delivery. Swing at the dirt. Sorensen struggled to find it. And Jackson maybe not going as hard as you would like to see him go. And Sorensen able to complete the putout after the strikeout. Score remains 8-4, top of the ninth. Barry's looking to put this one out of reach after the break. Top of the ninth inning. Saskatoon with a 4-run lead. Hoping to stay alive in this series. Should the Berries hold on to this lead, Game 3 goes tomorrow night back at Cairns Field in Saskatoon. First pitch at 7 o'clock. And it looks like in the West, that series close to being done.
The 8-4 is the score in Sylvan Lake. Currently bottom 8. So a ninth inning rally required from the Dogs as it is here from the Red Sox.
This one popped high and in the infield. Simard under it, makes the grab for out number 1. The first step to a Red Sox comeback is getting the 3 outs here, with the lead held up at 4.
Yeah, and they'll face off against Waters and Sorensen, 2 guys that have been easier outs for the Red Sox. Obviously, they both reached their last time up.
That one hit hard. Fox dives, the throw just late. As Waters did beat it out, but Fox making a great play in the shortstop hole, diving to keep that one on the infield.
I think that's kind of the right call. Throw was tight, but I think the step got there maybe half a second before the throw was in.
Balin Sorensen up now, 0 for 4 on the night. He did reach on an error to the third baseman and then came across to score Saskatoon's 8th run. Pitch here from Bank. Just low, doesn't get the call. Count goes to 2-0. Regina tonight has committed 3 errors. This one lined into left. Tucker barely had to move out there for out number 2. Each out here just feels so important on the defensive side. Just to get the bats back up and a chance for a late rally and a 9th innings, maybe some 9th inning heroics. This one grounded towards Brannigan. He makes the play. And he gets the out. The lead held at 4. Red Sox looking for some magic. Bottom of the 9th. This one far from over when we return. Bottom of the 9th inning. Final 3 outs. The Regina Red Sox looking for some magic, and the man who will lead things off is Zaid Brannigan, the second baseman. 2 for 3, 2 singles. He's been on base 3 times. He's also been hit by a pitch tonight.
And this is the team that survived a late game affair last night. This task seems a little bit more daunting, but Zay Brannigan will lead things off as they look to chip into this 4-run Berries advantage.
Colin Plain back out on the mound. First pitch swinging is Brannigan. Popped into foul territory. Going over is Sorensen, and he'll look it over the screen. In that other game you mentioned it, Sylvan Lake up 8-4, top of the 9th. 3 outs away from winning the West Division and going to their first ever WCBL Championship Series. Since 2010, only 8 teams have been represented in the championship final. Regina leads the crew with 6. Looking to make it 7, possibly tonight, maybe tomorrow, depending on the result of this one, of course. Medicine Hat and Okotoks have both been to the championship final 5 times. Swift Current has been 4, Moose Jaw twice, and Lethbridge twice. Melville, the Melville Millionaires went to the championship final, I believe in 2013. Thank you. And the Edmonton Prospects have also been there 3 times. Now for Lethbridge and for Edmonton, one of those years was 2021 when only the West Division played. Melville folded their team after the pandemic. Saskatoon has never been to a WCBL championship final. That includes the Yellow Jackets. I don't even think the Yellow Jackets made the playoffs. That one just foul. As Brannigan has seen 5 pitches in this at-bat, he's fouled all of them off.
Very good job from the second baseman protecting the plate. Knows that he has to get deep into the bag of playing if he wants to get any chance of reaching.
Just needs to get on base any way you can. Swing and a miss. Down goes Brannigan. Out number 1. Red Sox with just 2 remaining. Matthew Fox coming up now. 0 for 3 on the night. Base hit here would be big for the shortstop.
Getting on for Bai, who's reached his last 2 times up, would be big.
Swing and a miss to start things off. Great pitch out of Colin Plain.
And Plain knows these Red Sox batters, they're going to have to be aggressive, so throwing off the plate, not a bad decision.
Fouled back to the screen by Fox. Red Sox have had 13 hits in this ball game, but have only been able to bring across 4 runs. That one low and in the dirt as Fox lays off. Some nervous times here at Curry Field. That one popped into the infield. Houston makes the grab. Red Sox down to their final out, needing 4 runs.
All that pretty big task they came into the inning with is growing more and more insurmountable. This is one of the guys who want up if you want to keep that pulse beating. 2 for 4 on the night for Bai.
The infield will shift to the pull side for Brady Bai. He has hit both of his hits through the big second and short gap. Big swing there to start out the at-bat. Just need to now bring the next guy to the plate. Justin Samard, who has yet to have a plate appearance in this ball game, is on deck. Counts 1-1 now to Brady Bai. Hit, slicing foul, and it's going to get out of play. Red Sox down to their final strike. This Saskatoon Berries team has been a team of destiny this year, set the WCBL record for most wins in a regular season. They've now fallen behind 0-1 in each of their playoff series. And it appears with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th, the Berries will stave off elimination for a 2nd straight series and force a Game 3. Brady Bai staying alive.
Showing a lot of poise is Bai. He's done a good job of protecting the plate really all season.
He's been Regina's best hitter tonight. 2 hits. Both for singles, so maybe a guy like Ian Mons who hit a home run, but that one hit hard and into center. Going back on it is Beck. He's going to make the grab it well in front of the warning track. And the Berries stay alive. Take this one 8-4, the final, and force a decisive Game 3 tomorrow night. A do-or-die game, winner take all for the East Division pennant.
Well, it's going to be a fun one. Tonight's was a fun one. Just felt like Regina left too much on the table and let Saskatoon take a little bit too much from that same table. 3 errors, a couple that scored or resulted in runs for Regina, or for Saskatoon, I should say. Regina just couldn't string as many together as they would like towards the end of the game. 3 scoreless innings, 7, 8, 9. Pretty unfortunate, but Regina, they know how to win in Saskatoon. They know how to beat Saskatoon in general. Bounce back game, it's going to have to be a pretty big task, but they can do it.
You mentioned the errors. There was 3 of them. Regina tonight also 2 for 13 with runners in scoring position. They had 13 hits, but just couldn't get the next hit to bring the guy across. And that, to me, feels like the difference in this ballgame.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, still give credit to the Berries. They did a pretty good job offensively. Getting men on, getting men around. Nathan Houston, a double, a base hit. Corey Waters, 2 base hits towards the end of his night. Carter Beck, a leadoff single, and then another one in the 5th. Both of those came around for big runs. There's the stacked Saskatoon lineup that felt like it kind of dissipated towards the end of the night last night, kind of revived itself towards the middle of this one.
So the Red Sox will look to forget about tonight and turn the page to tomorrow, while Saskatoon will hope to keep things rolling. A decisive do-or-die Game 3 tomorrow night in Saskatoon at Cairns Field. The Berries hosting. First pitch will be at 7 o'clock, and you can watch it right here live on Flow Sports. We will have it for you. Just going to refresh the page one more time and see how that is. Sylvan Lake did win in Okotoks to win the West Division pennant. So the winner of tomorrow night's game will look towards the Gulls on Thursday night. But that is all from us here tonight. Here at Curry Field, Saskatoon wins it 8-4 on 9 hits. They did not commit an error, left 10 runners on, while Regina's 4 runs on 13 hits, 3 errors, 9 runners left on, a game that took just under 3 hours. Cleaver Martina gets the win. Landon Riley charged with the loss. For Elliot Wagner, I'm Donovan Mace. Thanks for joining us on the broadcast. For IKS Media and Flow Sports, we really appreciate you guys watching. If this is all for our season, it was a good one. We hope to see you next week, though. Have a great night, everybody.
For more than 25 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Access Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.